Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Garrison, and I want to welcome you to day 199 of Humanity Rising. It's a very auspicious number, 199. And today we are celebrating International Women's Day. And I want to draw your attention to this sculpture right over my left shoulder today. This was a gift to Humanity Rising by Gus Kazar, an artist that lives in Canada, who's been participating in our session since the very beginning and was inspired to sculpt this beautiful figure of a human form arising from the eco field, Humanity Rising. So I figured out a way to be able to profile it, and just wanted to thank Gus for you and Trudy's generosity and for the inspiration that you have derived from Humanity Rising and the gift that you bestowed upon us. I like it because the human figure is not fully formed. It's just rising. And I love it because it is arising not distinct from, but integral with the larger ecosystem. Just like humanity, as we rise in the midst of this extraordinary pandemic, need to rise in remembrance of the earth and of our ancestors, and bearing in mind the reality that all is one and we're interconnected with all being. In that spirit, let us just take a moment to gather ourselves, to center ourselves, take a few deep breaths, center yourself in your body, close your eyes if you can, and center your attention in your heart. And for the next 60, 90 seconds, listen to your heartbeat in a spirit of gratitude and thanksgiving that you're alive. We're all alive at this precious, critical moment in the human journey. Thank you, everyone. Now, with a full heart and a heart full of gratitude for each and every one of you who are joining our session today, I would like to recall our inaugural event on the 22nd of May, in which I said that if there was one thing the world could do, one decision that we could collectively make that would change our world and secure our future, it would be that within the next 30 days, we transition all executive leadership in every country and every organization on planet Earth to women between now and 2030. think that thought for just a moment. We all know we need a radical transposition of value. And if we would simply empower women immediately and as a matter of national security, we would change our world. And we would secure the human future under the 7th generation. It's in that spirit that I want to welcome everyone to International Women's Day. And I want to now turn our program over to Anne-Marie Verhouse. You all know Anne-Marie. She's been on several of our sessions. She's been an extraordinary inspiration and leader and collaborator in Humanity Rising. So Anne-Marie, I welcome you to convene this session on International Women's Day. Welcome.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you for inviting me in and us in here at Humanity Rising, really acknowledging the feminine side of our society. And I'd like to, yes, invite my sisters to join, Mira Michelle and Diana Claire, because when you invited me, Jim, I immediately thought of Mira Michelle and Diana Claire as women, dear friends, to see how we could celebrate, how we could add something to International Women's Day that is being celebrated by so many people around the world. And we realized that each of us already, the three of us, each of us had very different memories about the women's movement, about how this has come about. And so we decided actually quite quickly that we would bring in the different generations. So today we will be together with more of us that are all representing different time frames in society. And we also acknowledge our ancestors. And the flowers, the bouquet that you see here as one of us is representing that as she speaks to us primarily in silence, and we can also hear her ourselves in different ways, how we listen. So we looked at the elements of the design for today. And so it was about really clearly intergenerational. We also felt that bringing ceremony into the heart of our gathering was what we really would love to do. And so I also thank you that in Humanity Rising context, we can bring that ceremony here in this place. And we will be working with that in visible and invisible ways, feeling held in a safe container here, and also bringing in the power of 8. So we will be with 8 of us. And we are also inviting, of course, you'll see all females, but we are inviting the males of our society as well, and also acknowledging that we all hold in ourselves a feminine and a masculine side that is being invited to come fully in expression in these times. And that is what we are really sensing that needs to be done. So there's joy and celebration, and joy as a life force, which is including the sorrow and the pain that we are absolutely also acknowledging in the world, in all of our, in the world, let's put it that way. So we'll be taking you through a ceremonial time. But before we go into that, I would like to ask Diana Claire and Mira Michelle to say something, to introduce ourselves as primarily women, but also with a part of our background. Diana Claire, please say something.
Well, I'm so grateful to be here. First of all, I wish to show my magic goddess mug. Jim showed a sculpture, so I have my goddess mug with me today. As a facilitator and designer of processes, especially systemic processes, I bring my
Oh, you're breaking up there.
My
Claire.
love of inquiring into coming into right relations.
Diana, you might have to turn your
Inquiring
video
into
off.
humanity. Okay, sorry. So I bring my inquiring into humanity, coming into right relations, life and love for me in this journey, a woman's journey through life. So thank you for Marie and being with Miriam and Michelle in this.
Warm greetings, my dear sisters in this room and beyond this room. To my dear sisters, Anne-Marie and Diana Claire, what a great wonder and honor it was to co-create this together. It's so much fun in our own Zoom room as we were preparing to be here with all of you. And, oh, I feel so enlightened. I have this enlightening feeling about me, and it's such a blessing to be here with all of you. So I'm the founder and director of the Sacred Female Rising Institute and the Cleanse Site Project. And what we have co-created together is opening a field of resonance that brings us, hopefully, a greater trust in life. And the rest, my dears, is an adventure to behold. So I will end there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we're going to all introduce ourselves in a minute. I'll first ring the bell just to let us settle in. We will be going into ceremony later on, and Mira Michel will be guiding us through that. And while after the bell has ended, the ripples have ended, I'd like you each to say your name, the place where you're calling from, and why you answered the call to be here in one sentence, and then we'll do another round. So we'll start with that. Okay, so we'll go through alphabetical order. So I'm going to ring the bell 3 times with a silence in between, and the silence in between, we will listen to the ancestors being there.
Wait.
And there. Okay, let's do 3 ring rails, and then Amay, you start. Amay, go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good evening from India. I'm Ami. I'm joining from city Bangalore in the southern part of India. This invite came to me from Anamir, and when the invite just arrived, I just somewhere knew in me that I have to be here. And it was March 8th and International Women's Day when I was thinking of this day like, oh, I present myself every day, but this has to be special. So I'm going to just present myself here, right? Just being present here. So yes.
Thank you. Ariane, please go ahead.
Hello, I'm Ariane. I was born in Bali and now I'm living in Germany. I feel that I was born and prepared for this to become the bridge between East, West, South, and North, inside and outside. And I'm really, really happy and joyful to be here. That is why I'm born here, to rise with you together.
Diana Claire.
I'm Diana Claire Douglas in Canada. And so I'm Diana Claire. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm Diana Claire Douglas, and I live in Ottawa, Canada. And I'm here to honor and celebrate and live within women for all life. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you. Faye, go ahead, please.
Greetings. My name is Faye Berkley, and I was invited by my teacher, Mira Michelle. And I always am so grateful for opportunities like this because I feel that it is a time to honor our ancestors and to allow this beautiful weaving of women together and allowing just the words and the energy to come together in a beautiful, powerful way. So I'm always grateful to be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my darlings. And I'm here, first of all, for the children and for my children, as I feel that women have an extraordinary way of balancing that nurturing side and their fierceness, especially when it comes to their children. So I feel called, and that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Undine Flora and I am calling in here from Berlin. And I was kindly invited by Mira Michelle, so my teacher, to join the circle. And I feel very honored and very grateful for being able to be in this circle with all these wise women and to be able to reach out to empower more women and people to stand up and to celebrate that the female energy and to have this day to reach out globally. And I'm very, very grateful for that.
I'm Annemarie. I'm calling in from Vreeland, Peace Land in the Netherlands. And I am dedicated to co-create from the universal heart with all of nature, to serve life for all, and to really find the balance of the masculine and the feminine. So that is why I'm really happy to be here. And I invite everybody also in the active chat room. Welcome everybody. We won't be so active in the chat in this round, but we know you're there, and we invite you to also think about the questions we are asking ourselves, as to all the listeners as well. And I'd like to do a second round. And given the times we are in, which we also are very much come alive in all different facets in Humanity Rising every day in this heartbeat that we've had from last year, as Jim was reminding us. The question we're holding is, how do we hold ourselves with the trust of life? How do we hold ourselves to trust in life and not be taken over by fear, anxiety, but stay in that trust? So we'll do a round again. May, would you like to go first?
Yes. Thank you, Anime. how do I hold trust in my life? When I hear this question, I feel the question, but I can answer better if we were not in the virtual room. But I'm going to try to answer with what we are in now. Because when I think of an answer of this, I have to go back to the places, activities, or things of parts of my life which is not made me feel safe, and that's how I have to think. How did I actually hold myself through these episodes? And when I'm thinking of this, it's just piece by piece. I'm already healing to what I'm becoming, to have trust in life. So it has been a journey, and I am still learning how and what. But I already feel that it's the vibes, it's the muse of the life that makes me feel the life in me, and which lets me have the trust in life, in this existence. So yes.
Ariane, please.
I do every morning. I try to go outside and ground myself, put my feet under the ground and go very deep and like honoring the mother. And then afterward, I go up very high, look everything like in the bird, what do you call it? Watching like, oh, this is only a Maya. This is only a teaching. And then if I cannot find balance, singing a song, a lot of songs for me is like bringing me back again to my heart. So either dancing or singing, this is the two things which bring me truly to my heart again.
Thank you. Diana Claire.
Trust in life. For me, it's listening to a deep inner call and just listening and listening. And at some point, that's an energy, an impulse that has me move into life. And I've learned over my decades to really trust that call is from life.
Thank you. Faye?
Yes, thank you. I find trust in life during the doubtful moments by realizing that there are so many women who have come before me, who are living through me, and the experiences and the joys and the lessons are all to take me and my ancestry to the next level. And so I think of the strength of the women who come before me and their beauty and their compassion and their grace and their strength. And I know that it's within me, and I ask for their strength. And that helps fuel me and reminds me I'm not alone. Thank you.
Oh, hey. Oh, life has taught me to trust in life. And when it gets tight inside, and that's when I feel that the trust is not secure in me, I begin to feel what simply is. And I just feel that. And the foundation underneath me begins to expand. And then my beingness expands. That might sound kind of abstract, but it's not for me in the moment. It's very real. And when this happens, I can take a really deep breath, because before it happens, I cannot take a really deep breath. But when it does, then my breath can get very deep in my body, and then I'm back in center. So it literally is for me that flow. And of course, as our sister Faye said, the ancestors, and knowing that we all have our ancestral lines and the lines of women that came before us. Ahe, Ashe.
Okay, thank you. Mandina?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, to me, it really is remembering that although many of us are in lockdown right now, we still have the opportunity to connect with people, even in a digital way. And to remember that we do have very strong and powerful people around us, and that we need to do the extra step and connect, and also initiate it ourselves, and to surround ourselves with people that are encouraging, that are loving, and that we can be together and create a higher resonance, a higher vibration together. And yeah, really the magic and the spirit of connecting with people, that really gives me so much trust when I feel down and when I feel like I'm losing trust, is really to connect with beloved people. Bye.
Thank you. I myself, I really can align my body, take a deep breath and try to keep my heart open. And if it closes, I kind of have this point that I use to connect to the universal heart, which helps me to have that focus on the love and of life. And I'll just ring the bell for the ancestor to be silent. We'll take a moment of silence, then I'll ring the bell, and then I'll hand over to Diana Claire.
Gathering in circle for ritual and ceremony is just a natural and ancient way for women to gather and for communities to gather. Today, when Anne-Marie and Mira Michelle and I were planning today's event, it only seemed natural that we would celebrate International Women's Day with a ritual and ceremony. The purpose sacred is to experience that of 1,000 names and no name in our human physical bodies. Ritual is also a way for us as a community to have a conversation with the sacred, to reconnect with the earth, with our mother as source, and each other as expressions of the sacred. So we invite you today not only listen and observe what is being expressed by all of us today, we invite you to participate, to embody ritual in any way that feels right for you, that you feel called to do. Thank you. And I'll pass it to Mira Michelle, who will take us forward.
Okay, dear ones. As I'm lighting the sacred sage, passing it around and thanking this great Mother Earth for all of her many gifts, her great sustaining and wisdom and informing us and allowing us to vibrate with her. Hey. And I'm thanking Great Spirit, Father Sky, the inspiration and the connection, that we may travel and know that we're a part of all from our great hearts. Pulling in, calling in the east. As we close our eyes and lift up our heads slightly, feeling the rising of the sun. We're thanking the east, the many gifts of illumination. And we turn towards the south, the place of the fire, of the innocence. We call upon our own innocence, our passion within our hearts, and the compassion within our hearts. And we greet the south. And we turn again to the west, sisters and brothers, where water lives, where wisdom dwells, and we call upon our wisdom. We call upon our wise ones and the waters, sisters in our wombs, and the waters within our bodies. And we honor this now. We thank you, West, spirits of the water. We thank you for blessing this time here and now and the ceremony that is to come. We turn ourselves to the north, where the rock people live, the earth itself, and our ancestors. We feel you, ancestors, that stand behind us and around us, before us and within us. And we thank you, dear ones, that we are here now. And we also thank you that we are the ancestors to many that are to come after us. Ahe, Ashe. Amen. We ask all sisters to follow now with their own words of prayer, that we weave in the prayer together. And we ask you, sisters and brothers, ones that are watching, to also give out your words that honor you and the place where you live and the dear ones that you are by. Feel free as we begin with their sister Ami. A short prayer from every woman to honor our circle. Okay, my sister Ami, I'm passing it to you to continue this weave.
I will just say 2 words, thank you, and pass.
I'm giving all my gratitude and love and compassion and forgiveness to the circle, to my prayers. I pass.
I send love to every version of ourselves, past, present, and future, to every timeline and every dimension. I send love to our ancestors, those who have come before us. I thank you for your life. Thank you for what you have healed and what you have healed within us, and allowed us to continue. Thank you for our teachers. I thank you for the guides that you have brought into our lives. Thank you for allowing us to have the strength to voice our heart and to speak our truth. I thank you, Mother Earth, for holding us. I thank you to the sun. I thank you to nature. Thank you. I pass.
I'm calling in the spirit of Mother Ocean. She carries us, holds us with so much deep trust inside of her, and bringing us the deep, deep trust that lies inside of her. I'm calling in the ancestors and the directions and deep gratitude and deep, deep trust in ourselves and in the people, and that we can move together in unison and all in our unique way. I'm calling in the winged ones to support us, and I'm calling in the tree people to help us, to guide us, to guard us. Thank you.
I'm calling in all life on Earth and in the cosmos to support us, to steer where we feel we need to go, trusting our strength, learning from our past, and prepare to make a new start now, again and again, in an abundance of love and life for all. Thank you. I pass on.
I call in love. I call in love, and may we weave love into all that we be and do. Thank you.
Thank you all. And before we begin, we're going to start on a short journey. And I believe that Diana Claire is going to give us a few words about that. Thank you, someone.
Mira Michelle, you were in a song. Do you still wish to lead us?
Oh, yeah.
Way of
Thank you so much, my sister. Bless you. I'm going to give you a song. I'm not seeing me here, though, on the... I have a beautiful star in front of me.
I need to be off video.
So I'm going to sing this song that we decided, my beloved sister reminded me. I love when things like that happen. Can you all hear the drum if I tap lightly? Can you hear that? Yeah? Okay, so this
a little bit louder, a little bit louder.
Okay, well, it will come a bit louder. So this song is from Glastonbury, England. I'm half English and I grew up in England. It's a sacred song. So feel free to sing it with wherever you are, however you feel. Feel free to dance and enjoy this song. It's essentially about us feeling the earth and honoring one another. Into the earth I go, into the earth I know, into the earth I go, into the earth I know. Hold my hand, sister.
Into the earth I go, into the earth I know, into the earth I go, into the earth I know. Oh, my hands, sisters, hold my hand, hold my hand, brothers, hold my hand.
I'm going to invite all of us, except for me, to turn off your video just to support my being able to speak. Thank you. I am here today to assist in the parting of the veils in the far distant past. This past that still lives within our place of truth and knowing, deep within each of us. In both history and myths, we've been told about great cataclysms, great disasters that happened here on Earth. There was a time, or perhaps it was times, before these disasters. I invite you to imagine with me those times. The beings who walked this earth were not suffering from personal and transgenerational traumas. They knew the wholeness of life. They knew the sacredness of life. They knew the beauty of life. When I travel into these times, the way I connect is with First Mother, who knows the wholeness of life, who knows the sacredness of all life, who knows the beauty of all life. Deep within you, in the place of knowing and truth, you may meet the First Mother, and if and when you do, greet her. If you're ready, welcome her into yourself and listen to the First Mother. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, sister. That was beautiful. Ooh. Okay, dear ones. I ask you all to join me by closing your eyes. And we're just feeling in the body. There is a circle that exists here. It's all around us. And we're all connected. This happens automatically and from the heart. So it is our only task is simply to allow. Let's breathe very, very deep into our chests. Let's hold it there. Slowly exhale. So very grateful for each and every one of these human souls that are present in this moment. I'm going to be using my hands and not my drum. So come with me now. We are entering a plane of existence, what I like to call the pure golden fields of nature. So feel yourselves now with your bare feet in the grass. And open plains. And when you look up, you see Grandfather Mountain. You feel more grounded, more aware, connected. And you look to your right, you see the old forest. What an intelligence lives here. And you look to the left, and in the far distance, you can see the ocean. You smell deeply, you can smell all the smells of nature. Hear the buzzing of the bees. And not too far away, you hear the flowing of the river. Yes. So we all begin to walk together to the left. Feeling the winds. And as we walk, we see not far in the distance, a great field. And as we walk towards this great field, you will notice it slopes down just a little, just a small slope. As we walk into this field, we are entering the times when we gathered. The times before the turn. And not too far away, there are groups of our female ancestors which gathered together, food for all, in a united intention and agreement, all ages together. I want you to feel that in your bodies, how it must feel as we join this group of female ancestors. Feel your legs, your feet, your arms. What are you picking? What are you gathering? Are they berries or roots? Is it wild grain? Are they fruits of a larger sort? Perhaps you can lift one arm to move into this feeling. Feeling also the expanded view as you come closer to these female ancestors, almost together now. Feel this acute sensory perception to look broadly where you may find the food to feed your families. Where the intuition is an incredible tool. And feeling the information from the earth to guide us. That's it. And now feel even deeper. Through the earth. Feel the feeling inside of this collective of women who gathered. Just because we can, and we are. Feel the wisdom that lives there, knowing the being. And the medicine. Medicine. And keeping this feeling in the body, mind, observing. We thank our female ancestors for allowing us into this dream. We thank the nature here, the intrinsic connection to our earth, our home. And we begin our journey back. Feeling the winds of change. observe what you see, what you feel. As we walk back towards this now slight incline. Just for one moment, we look back. And now we begin to return. We again see Grandfather Mountain, the old forest, the great fields from which we came. We return there now. And in the count of 3, we return to our places in our living rooms or at our desks. 3, 2, 1. And so now again, dear ones, we're sitting at our desks or comfortably on a couch, maybe on the ground, on the floor. We're feeling the presence in this moment. What are you feeling in this moment? If we slightly open our eyes, we see the flowers, beauty of earth. And I ask you to, if you could please begin to tap on your heart. And bring yourself fully back, as much as is comfortable for you, into the here and now, with all the feels that you have going on. Blessings.
And while we're in that present, in this now, here together, we invite all of us to connect to our hearts and to go deeper, deeper into our bodies and deeper to the womb space that we have. See if you can feel that as females, the space where co-creative forces of life. And for the men, there's also a space down deep there around your second chakra, where that creative space is, where the feminine and the masculine are also together in your body, where you are the protector of life. And from there, see if we can welcome the emerging future that is here now. And imagine that we can, day to day, moment to moment, design our future together with life and in service of life, and in service of all. From that space and our whole body and our minds, including everything, connected to the universal heart, realizing we're part of the cosmos, that we can feel global, and that we act local in the here and now. And feel the light of all our ancestors as well, shining upon this creation, and trust that every moment is a co-creative moment. And for everybody, the question in that silence that we will now hold: how do you hold yourself in a place of trust in life, in which love is inviting us to co-create. Guided by the universal heart. In whatever form you see it for yourself or give words to it, let's just take some silence. And imagine a thread, a thread of light connecting all hearts. In all beings.
Thank you. The sharing of food and drink has always been a way for women and men to celebrate ritual and ceremony, to bring it to a close. And so our final go round, I think it's the final one anyway, of the question is, well, share how they've, what they would bring in food and drink. But I'm bringing goddess fruit, the apple. And if you can see the pentagram, there's a 5-pointed star in the center of the apple. If you cut it horizontally, you find a 5-pointed star. I've always thought that was magical. So this is what I'm bringing to our feast today. And now I pass it on to, I guess, is it Amy?
Yeah, so the invitation, because you broke up a little bit, Diana Claire, I'll just repeat it, is for each and every one of us to imagine if we would really be sitting in circle physically together, what is it? What would you be bringing to our circle?
I will bring the basil leaves. Basil leaves. How would you pronounce it? B-A-S-I-L.
The basil leaves, yes. And maybe we can go on gallery view, Richard.
We are in gallery.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing it. It's okay. Thank you. I am breaking bread. I'm taking bread and I will break it and give you all a piece. Ariani, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing my favorite drink, kukurma tea, with a lot of ginger and some tamarind to open our heart and just to bring smile on your faces.
Faye, go ahead.
I will bring the very sweet and very healing papaya,
Oh,
and I would offer it for all of us to enjoy. Very, very healing fruit. So thank you.
Oh, my loves, look what I have here for you. A plate of dates with some wonderful dark chocolate. And dare you put them together, then you're in for a real treat. So here we are. Everyone can take one.
Oh, thank you.
Also for the audience, also for those behind the Zoom. Much love.
Well, that's delicious. Thank you so much. I will bring in some feathers for all of us so we can spread our wings and fly together and take the spirit and really breathe in this energy and change perspective.
Wow. Thank you all. So our spirits have been fed, our hearts and our minds. And I wanted to ask something of you that you didn't know that perhaps I was going to say. And all of you there also at home. What gift from yourself, what words would you speak? What energy would you transfer to your beloved sisters? What gift would you give right here and now? I think we're going
I
to
would
do
give
this
the
like,
courage to
I'm
be
sorry.
sensitive.
Go ahead.
I would give the courage to be sensitive and to live our true selves and not try to be somebody else, but to trust, to deeply trust that the way we are is just perfect.
Yeah, I was just going to say before lovely Odino, it's like, let's do it. Anne-Marie says, let's do it popcorn style. So that's very lovely.
I would give everyone the knowing that we are so protected. We're so guided and we are being so led. And every step that we take, our ancestors and those who are guiding us can take 10 more for us. And when we're feeling down, when we're feeling sad, we have those that are carrying us and they're holding our happiness and joy for us. And they're always reminding us. We're never really alone.
I would like to give us all and myself allowance to the knowing that we can heal all the trauma and the pain, and we allow ourselves to live of the fullest of our potential, that we are no more asking if we are good enough. Just be the allowance to receive and to become who we really are.
I would bring seeing the bridge between the first mother and the future ancestors. And there's a bridge that that down below, a circle that connects those two, and they see each other and they love us and they are supporting us to move in the directions that we all pray for and our hearts long for. Thank you.
I would gift everyone the patience. I would gift everyone the patience to sit by themselves alone and make themselves feel good, feel accepted. And then the smile arrives and feel the smile.
I would also, like us to really support each other and ourselves, to trust the depth that we can feel and the lightness and the joy that we can all together shift and change and welcome and be inspired by the incoming souls, those that are calling us into the future now. And I just bring this as a remembrance of my dear friend Chantal, who taught me first about the incoming souls and how important it is that we open ourselves up for that and trust the youth to really listen, who are strongly connected to the future, and to support that to develop. So I really also would like to create the spaces where we can hear your voices together with us all. Check.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh. I feel that an emotional wave is with me. And seeing all of you women, I'm so grateful. I'm deeply grateful to feel what I feel right now in this moment. And I can feel many of you that are watching. And I'm grateful for your voices, for your hearts. And my gift is one of resonance. And may this gratitude be like this shawl. It's from Tibet. May it wrap around us all and guide us. And may the gratitude take us. Thank you. Oh, and the other gift is play with your kids or your inner kids just a little bit more play.
Yes. A little bit more. Yes.
Write it down. Thank you.
Well, there we are. It's nice to just sit in circle. That's what we actually do often, isn't it? Just sit in silence. Yes. We still have a little bit of time. So I'm wondering if there's anything that you would like to speak about, just to share one more round about how you actually let that inner child or the playfulness come more into being, that maybe we can end with that, some of these ideas about that playfulness. So that we end with kind of like that kind of joy in our circle. So popcorn style, whoever wants to go can go next. What comes of waking you now when Mira Michelle says that? Let's play some more. Let's get some more playing. Go ahead.
I would like to start. First,
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to Mira Michelle, my sister, my teacher. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here. And you know, in real life, I'm such a silly woman. I love to play. I love to joke. On dancing, on just move your body and your booty, you know, just woo-hoo, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Sometimes if I do this and I'm on the street, on the bus, on 1 second, people are gonna look, hey, crazy. 2 seconds, they're gonna go with me. So actually, we're all a little bit funny, but sometimes you don't trust it. So I like to play my silliness out and just dancing. Dancing is for me the way to come to my heart. So let's dance.
I will totally agree with Ariane. As she speaks, I'm already vibing with her. It's the same for me. It's the singing and dancing, and I have to let myself out. And yes, I was enjoying this so much, and I was so much into this session that I had to put off the video and just enjoy it, because it's, yeah, I can still be friends with this virtual world. Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy it. So yes, it's singing and dancing for me. Yes.
Well, I love playing with my inner child. I've done it for a long time. And one of the ways we play together is we write books together. And I use my non-dominant hand. So the adult me is on my right hand, and my non-dominant hand is this child part. And we've written quite a few books already and more to come. And it's really, 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 really fun.
I think for me, it would be, if it's not dancing, because I also love dancing and singing, but I want to say something new, but I also totally agree. But that would be to speak to unusual things, like speak to a flower, speak to your kettle, thank it for giving you the water for your tea, or just to any random thing, just start to speak with it, like an Alice in Wonderland kind of style that brings me so much joy. It's incredible.
Yes, I can build on that. And I really love to speak with my cat and my dog and the birds outside. I am very privileged to live in nature, so I just love to do that and to imagine that they are answering, aren't they? They do answer. They give me new inspiration, new ideas. To really go about like that. And to imagine that it's not only here, to be honest, but also on the other planets. And I love specifically playing that I travel to Jupiter and back. I'm here.
So I have to agree that dance is one of my favorite forms of letting my inner child play and allowing my movements to flow without judgment and allowing it to teach me instead of me guiding my body. That's fun for me because I realized when we were kids, we would do like really silly movements, we wouldn't care what it looks like. And that's a form of energetic medicine to me. And I also love going outside in nature and looking at things with a childlike perspective and exploring and, just really, really being curious of things that I normally would have walked by. Thank you.
Thank you.
A sense of ridiculousness. That's what I was raised with my English mother. And we would do all sorts just to be ridiculous, right? And that would free up the space. And we're all very proud of ourselves from that. And yes, anywhere. Sometimes we would dare ourselves to do it like in the supermarket or on the bus, like Ariane was speaking about, or whatever age, whatever moment, we just do something really other. And this is freeing up and letting go of some conditioning in our minds and just bringing us right in the moment. And what a joy to be in the moment. So a sense of ridiculousness is what I so wholeheartedly suggest for all of us today.
Okay, let's do it. And let's ask Jim to share.
Yes, if you can share, yes.
Let's ask Jim to share with us how he does that. And maybe even Richard wants to say something. But yeah, Jim, please take us into how do you play with your inner child or have this childlike expression and information.
Well, it's the ultimate goal, I think, for human beings. I think Nietzsche was right that in the end, the goal of the superhuman is to become a child again and laugh and play and dance and sing in perpetual creativity generated in the moment. And I have been so warmed by the session today because it's been soothing, I think, for all of us, instead of looking at the tough edges of, the rise of women in the face of patriarchy and the stories of challenge and duress, and of which there are many all over the world. We paused today and consecrated ourselves in a spirit of reverence. So I just want to thank all of you for the prayerfulness and the heartfulness with which you've consecrated this very important day as women all over the world come together in a sense of solidarity and empowerment at such a critical moment in human history when your leadership, as the Dalai Lama himself has even said, is the critical difference that needs to be made. And it will only be thus in the kind of prayerful humility that you've demonstrated today. So, Anne-Marie, I'm deeply grateful for your exquisite convening today. And I will add, just by the way, we focus a lot on women in Humanity Rising. You may remember our first 2 weeks were only women's voices when we started.
Right.
But I want to note that on November 19th, it's International Men's Day.
No.
And what we're going to be convening on International Men's Day, 19th, 20th, and 21st, in partnership with men's organizations literally all over the world, is a global men's summit. Because I think the question of how men need to be in a post-patriarchal world is of critical global importance. And I think the question around the men and the masculine is often forgotten and overlooked as we very rightly seek to empower women. And one of the things we would like to hear during this summit is what women think men should be in this post-patriarchal opportunity that we all have. So Anne Marie probably will be seeking your advice as we prepare for that summit, and maybe some of the other women on this panel today, because I think the question of the genders, the question of what does it really mean to be masculine and feminine, male and female. And I've often thought, just as something to round it off today, I've often thought that the yin and the yang is very illuminating. We've traditionally associated the yang with masculine and male, and the yin with feminine and female. But I have a feeling that in the post-patriarchal scheme of things, we may go to our opposite, because the women are becoming more and more yang. And I think the men rightly need to spend much more time being yin.
Yes.
And that inversion may be one of the healthiest enantiodromias, as Jung calls it, when the polarities switch very quickly and very dramatically into their opposite. Sometimes that's the healthiest thing that the psyche can do for its own redemption and healing.
I would then add, Jim, that if we use the Mobius strip, it's more fluidity going from the masculine to the feminine, because that's what we're looking for. When is what appropriate, and how does it serve us to trust life and then show up?
Yes.
And then hold the space for the other. So that's but for now, thank you so much for offering us this space to celebrate in this way and to be together. Thank you all, sisters.
Thank you, Anne Marie, for the panel. And then tomorrow, we're going to hear from the people that did the documentary film Down to Earth.
Oh, beautiful.
I remember a number of years ago, a Dutch couple, actually. A lot of good things come out of the Netherlands. Dutch couple took their children on a kind of a tour around the world just to get outside, the confines of Western modernity. And they had an extraordinary experience, which they filmed. And it won a bunch of awards, and then it became a movement. And we've been in touch with the couple that did the film, the producers and so forth. So tomorrow, we're going to have a whole session on Down to Earth, the film, the movement, and the challenge for all of us to revitalize ourselves through connecting more deeply into the earth and into indigenous mind. So that's tomorrow on Humanity Rising, same time, same station, 5:00 p.m. Central European Time. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, beautiful women, for gracing us today on International Women's Day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
And we all go to the chat room, yes?
Yes, everyone goes to the chat.
That's right. Thank you.
Does everyone have the chat URL, ladies? It's in the chat.
Ah, yes.